The star of the show here is definitely the clutch handle. This is super fast to set up. Squeezing the handle here releases all 3 legs at once, and then when you let go, they all automatically lock into place. So you can set up and level the tripod in about half a second just with one hand. Folding it up is just as quick. Push the legs together, squeeze the handle, and down it goes. This is the TRIBEX tripod. And full disclosure, SmallRig did send me this tripod, but they are not paying me to make this video. Coming in at $800, this is a tripod designed for professionals. And while parts of its design are very innovative, it's unfortunately not without its flaws. It has a lot of carbon fiber construction to keep the weight down while still being really, really sturdy. The clutch handle is adjustable, so by pressing this button up here, it will unlock it. It will lock into place out here. It locks into place here, or you can fold it all the way down just to get it out of the way. And even the lever on the clutch handle can fold in to make it more compact for storage. With just the tripod legs extended, it stands at 55.5 inches tall. And then if you want to go up from there, you can extend the center column. But this is where I ran into my first problem with this tripod. First of all is this knob that holds the center column in place. This makes horrible sounds when it's rotating. And if you don't want it to make the horrible sound, you have to pull it out before you rotate it. The idea was that this is a locking system that keeps it from turning unless you pull it out. And that way you wouldn't accidentally bump it and have the center column come loose. But that seems unnecessary. I've never had that problem happen on any of my other tripods. And secondly, that's also not how this one's functioning. This one rotates just fine. It will just make horrible sounds while it does it. And while this is just an inconvenience, things got worse. The knob is completely loosened right now, but the center column does not want to move at all. After taking some extreme measures, it did finally move. I've been using this for over a week now, and every time I go to move this center column, it has been a pain. But it's gotten easier because this plastic flange in here has actually worn down, and now it kind of works okay. Now moving on, there is a built-in Allen key at the base of the center column. That's a nice thoughtful inclusion. I do kind of like the feet on this. There's a button here that you press to quickly release it to reveal the steel spikes underneath, though the texture on the bottom of these that you would expect to be like some sort of rubber texture actually just feels like pretty hard plastic. Also, there's a spot on the bottom here that looks like you should be able to attach a floor spreader, but it didn't come with one. And last of all, let's talk about this fluid head. This has adjustable drag settings for the pan and tilt, so it can either be completely free to spin, or if you tighten down this ring, this is really annoying. We'll get to that in a second. Tighten down this ring on the bottom, there should be some friction there. Kind of slow it down. Same thing with the tilt. There's a little dial on the side. You can loosen it up or tighten it down. Just the way that this functions is annoying. So if I turn it all the way one direction, right at the end it'll get really tight. So then when you go to loosen it up, you're like really struggling to get that to move. And then it'll get to a spot where it's just all floppy and loose. And then you turn it a bit more and there's a ton of friction. It's really hard to move. And then you get over here and it's all loose and floppy. And it kind of does that throughout the entire motion of just adjusting the dial is annoying. Other than that though, this video head is pretty nice. There's a counterbalance that can be adjusted from 0 to 3 depending on the size of the camera that you have on here. It's compatible with both Manfrotto and DJI RS quick release plates, and you can switch between the two by just flipping this switch. It has a bubble level, a little flat blade screwdriver hidden away that magnetizes into place, and there's even a storage spot for additional mounting screws. There's also one feature that just feels like it's kind of missing from this tripod, which is a way to actually balance the video head separately from the rest of the tripod. Now the idea here is that you're supposed to just set up the tripod and level it at the same time by adjusting the position of the legs before locking them in place. And this does work pretty well when the tripod is in this position. But if you spread it out wide like this, now gravity is not really on your side. So if you want to position it and readjust, you're going to have to go around and adjust the legs yourself. Or if you take it all the way down flat against the ground for a super low angled shot, now you don't have any way of leveling the video head. If you are still interested in this tripod, there is a link for it in the description. Or if you want to know what my all-time favorite tripod is, then check out this video up here and I'll see you over there.